What I've noticed about sports in general is that you have two main concepts. One is the idea of individualism and the idea of a group or collective, right? And powerlifting is a sport which is pretty different than, let's say, for example, bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is very much in need of isolation movements. For example, when you squeeze the bicep, you really squeeze the bicep, right? You don't use other areas of your body. Whereas in powerlifting, it's learning to maximize the group effort, right? So yes, it will help to have individual strength, right, in particular muscle groups, like say, for example, isolation bicep movement or something, or isolation bench when you're just squeezing the chest. But when you're doing a bench in powerlifting, you want to incorporate everything from your legs to your glutes, to your back, to your upper back, to your lats, to your shoulders, to your bicep, tricep, chest. That's how you get maximum power. You see, you get the whole choir to operate. Now bodybuilding can help. It can help if you make one member stronger, but then you have to add it into the group. You see, so this philosophy or this idea is true even in life, is true even in the gym, is true even in sports. You see, if you look at even individual sports, boxing for example, you look at this guy who wins, who goes and fights in the ring. The first thing he does is after winning, he wants to say, I want to thank so-and-so, I want to thank so-and-so, I want to thank... And there's this whole list of people, a team, you see? So powerlifting is bringing the whole team as far as your body. And then if you're a powerlifter, you have a team of people that help you or train with, you see? So I can definitely tell you that there's a saying in a certain book. It says, one can move 1,000, two can move 10,000, right? So as individuals training together, let's learn to be powerlifting, right? And not just think about ourselves, you see? What does that mean? There's a wise man who said, greater love has no man. Greater love has no man than he lay down his life for his friend, you see? So in essence, when you don't think about yourself in the gym and you think about your training partner or whoever is training with you more than you think about yourself, in the end you're teaching that person also for them to think about you more than they think. And so we keep thinking about the betterment of the other person. In the end, we all get way, way stronger. For example, me in my life, and I'm a nobody, I learned this from others. I learned to put everything I have into people or into things or into projects, whatever it is. And in the end, it ended up paying me back because it's just what I put out. You see, when you put everything, you get everything. If you're miserly, meaning if you hold things and you think about yourself, then that's also what's going to be done to you. You see, another concept of a leader, when you think about leadership, right? This all got to do with team. I'm saying team, right? Group. When you're a leader, people respect the leader that lays down his life and puts himself on the front line for the least of the people. The least of the people are the people on the front line, the grunts, the nobodies, the guys who just got shipped over to the war. And you see the general is in the front line with them, they get motivated. They learn that, oh man, this guy is great. But if you are the general that sits in the back and lets everybody else die, hey, there's a time for that, but people don't see you, they don't know you, they don't respect you. But if you're in the front lines with the people, you see, being the strong one, then you teach other people also how to be strong. You see? So in the end, you teach people what you have, you give it to them, right? And you become a team. You become a stronger team because in life, I've realized myself that there's only so much one person can do. And I'm a person that I believe in God. So for me, I know that without God, there's just nothing I could do. I wouldn't be here, right? I need help. So with that idea in my mind, I realized that if I need help, I know other people need help. I should treat people the way I want to be treated myself. So I do that in the gym, I do that with people, I do that with my training partners, I do that in my relationships with people, you see? And so I try and power lift everywhere I go. I try and make a group, a real group based on real relationships, you see? And so people kind of get lost in it because we live in a very individualized, selfish world where we just think about ourselves and nickel and dime things. See? But the more you give, in the end, it's nature, the more you get back. So my friends, let's learn to power lift, right? And learn to pass on our individual strengths, right? To the group, right? To the group. Me and the next guy. Let's learn to make it both individual strengths, which we need, and individual creativity, which we need, and group strength and group creativity. You see, everybody is different. I don't want clones of myself. I want people to learn some things from me, but to make it theirs. You see, and that's the difference. I'm not hammering them and molding them. I'm trying to bash them into being something, or I don't want to be bashed myself. You see? So that's the idea of leadership. You lead by example. You teach people to find out who they are, right? As a group and as individuals. So remember, it goes both ways. But I tell you one thing, teams are great because they're a group of talented individuals.